The Miami Dolphins were out at training camp today, or I shouldn't say training camp, mini camp today. And this is mandatory, by the way. So this week, mandatory mini camp. Tua Tagovailoa spoke. Tyreek Hill spoke as well. Tua was asked about his contract extension and where things kind of are right now. And he had some pretty interesting comments. He was also asked about his weight as well. Do you guys want to hear some of
play the contract question and answer there, because this is interesting.
This is from Omar Kelly on Twitter. He posted this video.
Are you with your contract situation, and have you observed other quarterbacks around the league as they've gotten paid?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not blind to people that, are in my position that are getting paid. Am I concerned about it? I'm not concerned about it, but there's a lot of discussions, that we've had that, we just are trying to move that thing into the right direction where we can both be happy. So,
are you involved in it personally? Does your agent update you like every time there are talks?
Well, my agent updates me, but for me, I don't like updates like every time. Like, you don't got to tell me the little things. Just tell me things that matter. Are we getting to where we want to, or are we not? That's it.
Did you think there'd be more progress at this point?
Well, I think there's been a lot of progress at this point. From where we started, there's been a lot of progress. Now, you can ask the other question, then why aren't we seeing, an agreement? Well, that's the tough part about it. That's why it's business. That's why you got one side and the other trying to work to meet in the middle.
Are you confident that you'll get a deal?
Does the contract negotiation have to do with your attendance during the first part of off-season program?
I don't know. I don't control any of that. I control if I come or not, but I don't control, how they think about that.
Do you view those numbers that others get around the league as benchmarks for your negotiations, like Jared Goff getting 53 per year?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The market is the market. If we didn't have a market, then none of that would matter. It'd just be an organizational thing, Didn't matter if that guy got paid that, because it's up to the organization. So that's what I would say. The market is the market. That's it.
Are you confident that a deal will get done before training camp?
I'm confident that a deal will get done. But then again, it's not in my control. It's really up to both sides meeting in the middle with this.
You're a passionate and emotional guy. Is it difficult for you to separate the two things out there? To know?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. For people that talk about business is different than personal, sure, like I can agree to some extent, but who you are as a person, for what you do, business and personal, is who you are with how you do everything. That's how I see it. That's just how I look at it. And if not, like, if you can be two different people at once, like, hey, by all means, you can do that. But to me, that's just not how I am.
Are you
Interesting stuff there, because Omar asks him directly, "You confident that it'll get done before the season starts?" And he says, "Yeah." Tua's getting that from somewhere. He's not making that up out of thin air. No. It's his representation saying, "Hey, we're going to have something done before the season starts." He's also telling you, "Yeah, I'm a little bit, perplexed as to why there's not a deal done yet." And what I think is the most telling, which is right on, and we talked about this, the market is the market. You can't debate whether I should get this or that. The market will dictate what I get. And because Jared Goff got X, I will get Y. Tyreek Hill, because Jalen Waddle got this and Justin Jefferson got that, I will get this. The market dictates what you're going to get. And by the way, that's probably true with DeMar DeRozan. I would have to look at, what other players are getting and what they've signed for, but the market dictates what you get.
I tell you, Hawk, nobody's ever overpaid in sports, because you pay a guy what he's worth. And it is what the market is. Like you just brought up Justin Jefferson. Jamar Chase is going to the table. Tyreek's about to go to the table. Justin Jefferson moved that bar. When Jared Goff got that contract, Tua's agents, and I'm just saying this is not me knowing anything, was like, we got action, Jack.
Yeah.
We see Justin. Jared Goff was the Justin Jefferson of quarterbacks this offseason. So now you see where the market is. That's what it is. I remember, I bring it up all the time. It was a pivotal contract moment in my mind, is when Sam Bradford got a guaranteed $72 million or something, and then they set that rookie scale So Cam came in and got 24 guaranteed, fully guaranteed, but they had to reset it. And I'm like, okay, they couldn't let everybody start going to 78, 85,
Because where does it
92.
end? Yeah.
But I don't think with what's going on with the salary cap, the reset, I don't know if I believe there will be a reset at some point, and there will be a salary cap where it's not going up 13%. I think Solana told us 18% this year. There has to be some kind of ceiling. But, bro, if he's getting this much, I need just as much of him or more, because Tua Tagovailoa and Solana, you hate him, but you got to agree with this. Tua is better than Jared Goff. Can you say that?
I don't hate Tua, first and foremost. I don't
hate
like
Tua.
this narrative that you guys keep floating
A little
out
bit of
there.
hate.
And I think right now, Tua Tagovailoa has a higher ceiling than Jared Goff. There's no doubt about that. But when you look at resumes, when you look at who's accomplished what in the league, you cannot tell me that Tua Tagovailoa has accomplished more. Can he be a better quarterback? Can he go on and win?
He
a
hasn't
Super Bowl?
accomplished more,
Yes.
but if you were picking right now a quarterback for your team, it was like
For the future
Jim.
or
Yeah,
for one
right.
season?
Yeah, right. Right now.
You're Chris Greer. Tua and Jared Goff, same contract, same dude.
I'm taking Tua for the future, but if I had to pick one guy to win one season, I think that's a harder conversation.
That's a harder
debate.
conversation. That's a harder conversation because, like you said, Jared Goff does have the track record of winning the big game. Tua doesn't. He just doesn't. I mean,
but it's not. But even with that, with team sports, like that's my thing, and like it's the in totality what they have. Tua is a better quarterback than Jared Goff, flat out, more efficient, more yards.
Wins aside and the playoff wins aside.
Playoff wins aside, but yes, because that our team was better. Detroit Lions were better than Dolphins last year, obviously. But you have to look at it.
I don't know about that, man.
The Lions weren't better than the Dolphins last year.
Roster wise,
yes.
Ooh,
Yes.
I don't know.
A better O-line, a better defense. Yes, they were a better team. Tua was the prop. Okay, Jared Goff is on the Dolphins last year. Tua's on the Lions. The Lions go to the NFC Championship game, and the Dolphins lose in the first round. If they switch position, man, I can't. No.
Crowder, my thing is, yes, Tua led the league in passing. Yes, Tua overall is a better passer, a better probably quarterback than Jared Goff. I'm willing to concede that, but I don't like this narrative of Dolphins fans who love Tua where they just want to totally look past what his shortcomings are. And to me, it's the most important part of being an NFL quarterback, which is winning important games in January. And I know you're tired of hearing that, and that's fine, but there's a guy who's proven to you he can win some of those games and get you at least to a conference title game, got his team to the Super Bowl once. Whether or not he was a big part of it doesn't matter. He was the starting quarterback on that team, and Tua hasn't been able to. And in the one season, he was totally healthy the entire year. One season of 4, he failed at that point of the season. And I'm not willing to look past that. I know Dolphins fans are, and I know they're tired of hearing this, where I just come out and I say, well, win games in December and January. I realize it's a crutch, but it's just the truth. You have to win those games.
So that Titans game that the defense got 21 points scored on them in 3 minutes, was Tua playing safety? Was Tua at safety?
We've done this. And
but
you know what?
Does Jared Goff not get them a first down to keep the clock running?
Does he?
I don't know.
And that's the question. That's why we talk about, bro, y'all hate Tua. I know Solana hates Tua.
I don't hate. I happen to really like Tua. I really do.
I've been calling for Tua's extension since the season ended. I'm just saying Solana brings up an interesting point. If it was to win one season right now, the track record all points to Jared Goff. It all, doesn't it?
So, but let's switch Tua out, put him on the Lions. They don't go as far. That's my question. Tua's the starting quarterback of the Detroit Lions last season. They're out in the first round?
I don't know. I know that with Tua as the quarterback of the Dolphins, they were. Like, I'm just being honest about it.
And it wasn't just out in the first round. I mean, Crowder, this team had a 3-game lead on the division with home games, and they blew it. And that Tennessee game, yes, the defense collapsed. The defense
Yes.
collapsed, but guess what? The Dolphins had the ball at one point in between those
By the
two
way, I
drives.
would take Tua. I'm just arguing for the sake of arguing, but I would take Tua. But I don't think it's a slam dunk answer for the one season. For the next 10 years, who am I building it around? Tua by a mile.
Yeah.
This is the funny part that Solana gave me hell for 4 months about my love for Jared Goff. Jared Goff is a very good underrated quarterback, but Tua's a better quarterback than Jared Goff.
You had Jared Goff in top 5 conversations, though.
I mean, this guy, his Mount Rushmore of athletes is Jared Goff, Kristaps Porzingis,
Malcolm Brogdon,
and
Antonio Callaway.
Who's the guy?
Mount Rushmore.